First tonight, we're also following the latest developments in the Gloria Williams case. The woman accused of kidnapping Kamiyah Mobley back in 1998. We have team coverage on both of those stories for you.
First Coast News anchor Heather Crawford joins us live now to kick off our team coverage from the Duval County Courthouse. Heather?
Jeannie, a very big day here at the Duval County Courthouse. Let's start with Gloria Williams. Today, inside the courthouse right behind me, she changed her plea, entering a guilty plea. Now, she entered that guilty plea on the kidnapping and interference charges, but with a stipulation. The stipulation is she is asking for no more than 22 years on the kidnapping charge, no more than 5 years on the interference charge. Her sentencing hearing has been scheduled for the first week of May. You know, this is a case that made national headlines when it happened 2 decades ago. Kamiyah Mobley abducted back in 1998, just hours after being born. Shanar Mobley gave birth to her at 7 a.m. July 10th, 1998. And that day, video and witness accounts put the suspect in and out of the hospital room where she was born from about 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then less than 8 hours later, Kamiyah was kidnapped from the hospital in Jacksonville. Fast forward to January 13th, 2017, Gloria Williams arrested in South Carolina, charged with kidnapping Kamiyah. Williams pleaded not guilty to kidnapping and interference charges last February. Again this morning, she changed her plea to guilty. Kamiyah, who had been living with Williams in Walterboro, South Carolina, under the name Alexis Manigo, was reunited with her birth parents last year. Now, continuing our team coverage is First who has been following this case. From he joins us now with more on today's big development. Shelby?
Well, Heather, I can first of all tell you that we know this is a big case, but this is very much international attention here. We saw a packed courtroom today, but it was filled with different media. So it's in this national spotlight, and we know that this is a crime that could be punishable by life in prison. But going back to that plea deal, it's really downgrading it to that maximum of 22 years. So she'll get a faster track in court because she's foregoing that trial. She'll be having just a sentencing hearing in a few months, but that means that she did admit to the crime today, and she admitted to acting alone.
Gloria Williams escaped out of sight, but not out of mind. Now she may pay for it longer than she got away with it.
Please bring me back my child.
The biological mother of Kamiyah Mobley sobbed in front of cameras back in 1998 when her daughter was taken from her at her most vulnerable moment. 18 years later, the woman Mobley thought was her mother can be seen sobbing behind the scenes. This time, she is the one taken and placed into police custody.
Are you entering your plea guilty also because you are in fact guilty? Yes, we do.
On Monday, she pleaded guilty to kidnapping and interfering with custody.
State versus Gloria Williams.
With the plea bargain, she faces up to 22 years in prison. The prosecution will request no federal charges are brought against her, and the case will not be prosecuted again in South Carolina.
I haven't seen her yet because I actually just got my ID. Literally, I just got my ID. So I'll probably see her soon, probably my next visit maybe, or yeah. I talk to her almost like every 2 days. So.
In an exclusive interview with First Coast News, Mobley says she still gets excited when she sees Williams.
You know, how you doing? You holding up? You know, she's always been a God-fearing person, so she's like, you know, strengthening God.
Extensive evidence in the case sheds some light on their relationship. Past reports show Mobley discovered her true identity before police did. All of this could come into play for her 2-day sentencing hearing in May.
Of course, I'm not going to say, you know, throw her in jail and throw away the key, or, you know, throw her into jail. Like, of course, I don't want to see so many years, but I understand a crime was done, you know. So I understand some punishment has to be rendered.
And the state attorney's office didn't want to make any comment after that today on camera, but they did tell us that they are pleased with this plea deal, adding that there is sufficient amount of DNA evidence. We don't know how much evidence will be used in that upcoming sentencing hearing, which is going to be on May 2nd and 3rd. Reporting live at the courthouse, Shelby Danielson, First Coast News on your side.